What's up, Guardians? It's your boy Doodle from Doodles of Destiny, and today I want to share a quick loadout you can use in the Bunker E-15 Master Lost Sector. But before I get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to receive Destiny 2 news, tricks and tips, and all sorts of Destiny 2 content. Now, in Season 15 being Season of the Lost, I would highly recommend taking advantage of the fusion rifle meta. Pairing any fusion rifle with the armor mod Particle Deconstruction will give you a huge advantage in any high content activity. Today's modifiers are Shocker Attrition, where Radiolarian fluid spawns upon defeating Vex Goblins, Void Burn, which increases the output damage of void weapons and abilities for you and your enemies by 50%, and Void Shields, which can only be broken with a Matchmade weapon to the shield's element class or an anti-barrier weapon. Because the Lost Sector is Master difficulty, there will also be extra champions, shielded enemies, and match game enemies. The rewards dropping today are the exotic head armor, being the Mask of Bakris for the Hunters, the Precious Scars for the Titans, and the Dawn Cores for the Warlocks. There is also a chance of receiving other exotics from the loot pool, enhancement cores, and enhancement prisms. As far as weapons go, I use the exotic linear fusion rifle Arbalist with its new and improved anti-barrier mod, the Void submachine gun Shayura's Wrath, and the threaded needle linear fusion rifle paired with particle deconstruction. As I mentioned before, in this Lost Sector, you will be facing enemies with void shields, specifically Vex Minotaurs. You will also be facing Vex Overload champions and barrier champions, so make sure you have the right weapons and your mods on to break their shields before you start, as your weapons and gear will become locked once you enter. Arbalist will generally be used for popping off barrier shields and shooting through all shielded enemies. Take advantage of this exotic's intrinsic trait, Compounding Force, which fires slugs that cause massive damage to enemy shields, stunning all barrier champions with a single shot. Pair this with the Particle Deconstruction mod, and you'll have yourself a force to be reckoned with. There are only 2 barrier champions in this Lost Sector, so if you are not using Arbalist, which I recommend you do, any auto rifle will do just fine. Shayura's Wrath will generally be used for void shielded Minotaurs and any close range combat. Threaded Needle will generally be used for boss DPS, and when paired with the mod Particle Deconstruction and the 50% increase in void damage, will absolutely delete all champions. As far as Overload champions go, there are 5 in this Lost Sector. 1 in the first room, as you start, 1 in the boss room, another 1 in the boss room, a third 1 in the boss room, and finally, the Employee of the Month, the 4th Overload champion, who is also in the boss room. If you're like me and your Guardian's predominantly a hunter, you could take advantage of the mod Thermoclastic Strike, which will allow you to disrupt and stun Overload champions with your melee ability. And as I mentioned before, there are 5. This mod can be used on all different characters in an array of different melee abilities, but if you are not using this mod, a great overload weapon for this Lost Sector would be the exotic combat bow Le Monarch paired with the Overload mod. With its intrinsic trait Poison Arrows, where precision hits with poison arrows spread poison to nearby enemies will absolutely dominate the field before you. Combine all 3 of these weapons, or in a combination of the bunch, and you may find this Lost Sector a lot easier. Like, way easier. Anyways, Guardians, that's all the time I have to focus on this specific Lost Sector. If you find this video useful and or informative, hit the like button and leave a comment down below. And as always, this is Doodle from Doodles of Destiny.